People like Jews, like Israel.
It's much better if he doesn't pick Jews.
He's picked a lot.
This way everyone in the world will see the power of the Jews.
Yeah.
The White House.
This guy is picking up Jews around him.
The answer has nothing to do with Jews. The Jews happens to be many of them.
Yeah.
Look at a regular going Texas. The Jews now push themselves into the banks, into Los Angeles, into Hollywood, into White House.
Morning, Larry.
Eli, how are you?
Good.
Good morning, Rabbi Prague.
Good morning. דף ממחת, ברכות דף ממחת עמוד א'. We really started, if you remember, we started the week on Mitzvat Chinuch. Because of Mitzvat Chinuch, we went to Matana Manat Lachzir, which occupied yesterday's class. Let's go back to main topic, דף ממחת, ברכות ממחת עמוד א'. In the middle of the page, Yana Malka, look at the end of the line. Rav Memchet Amud Aleph in the middle of the page. Yana Malka.
Oh, thank you.
Yana Malka, Umalketa, King Yana and his queen.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning, good morning. Krichu Rifta Behada Adade. The main, let's say, in modern language, a royal dinner. Remember the name, Yanai and his wife. Umide Katala Hula Rabbanan. The Gemara in Kiddushin tells us that Yanai didn't like the rabbis and he basically killed most of them. And those who survived went to hiding. He wanted the dignified men to come and to grace the meal and to say Birkat HaMazon for the people. Listen carefully. If you look at the Rashi on top, Rashi is near the fourth line of the Gemara, Yana Malka. Rashi says, Mimalchei Beit Chashmonai, Yana, he was a descendant of the Chashmonaim, Beharag Chachmei Israel. He believed that his priesthood is crystal clear, and there were rumors that his wife, his mother, anyway, he hated them and he killed all of them. The rest are hiding or in Egypt. Listen carefully. His wife happens to be the sister of Rabbi Shimon ben Shetach, who was really the head of the Sanhedrin. So listen carefully now here. Amar Le'ulet Vitu, he says to his wife, Man Ya'ivlan Gavra, I need someone to grace the meal and to say the Baracha, Birkat HaMazon for us.
He killed everybody.
Let's see what happens. Amrale, his wife, says to him, the queen, Ishtabali, Imaitina Lach Gavra, Lo Mitza'arat Le. I'll pull you someone from underground, which means a brother, she knew who her brother was. You wouldn't kill him or punish him. It's fascinating. Here's a murderer. And if he swears, he's going to keep his word. His wife says to him, swear, you're not going to.
This is the king, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the queen speaking to him.
Aitite Shimon ben Shetach Achua. She brought Rabbi Shimon ben Shetach, who was her brother, and she knew all along while her brother was killed. The real great rabbi, she brings him. The king now, Yani, wants to show that he has respect for he's basically a chief justice. Otvei, he let the rabbi sit ben didei lenida, between the king and the queen, which means, I'm giving your brother the best seat of the house. Amarle, and the king has the chutzpah to say, look, Rabbi Shimon ben Shetach, Chazik, look, Kama Yekara Mitnalach, look how much respect I'm giving you. It's the guest of honor, Yani. Shimon ben Shetach knows exactly who he's talking to. Amar le'ilava at mokret. It's not you that you're giving me respect. I'm the Chief Justice, has nothing to do with you. You understand that he understands that the king is not going to touch him. Because when his sister tells him, come to the meal, he promised her that he wouldn't touch him, and he brings him two pesukim, Salselea uTorah b'mecha. If you're really learning Torah for the right reason, you'll be respected. Okay, Techabdecha, the Torah really brings you kavod, ki techabkena, if you hug the Torah, but there's no time to go to the pesukim 5. Listen to our topic now. Amar la, the king says to his queen, the sister of the Chief Justice, Chazit, lo mekabel marut. You see your brother? This is why I killed him. He doesn't want to show me respect. You killed everyone and you expect him to, oh, thank you very much. This is for speeches. Fine. Here's our topic. He's invited to say what we call today zimun. Yes, have a big meal. ברשותכם, נברך שאכלנו משלו.
Why do you need a rabbi? Like, why does he need a rabbi? Okay. You can do it with any Jew.
Because politicians always want rabbis to show respect to themselves. He needs the rabbi only for himself, not for the rabbi. Anyway, he wanted someone to make a bracha for them. This way, I'm studying a new.
It would seem the rabbi would want to avoid this spot right now. He's smart enough to realize
The rabbi is the brother of the queen.
has no
And
choice.
it's important to her that the brother comes. Now Now he is facing the halachic situation. He did not participate in the dinner, you realize?
Didn't have a meal.
He's only invited to say the Birkat Hamazon. Yeah? Most people, they make a wedding, they like to invite dignitaries. Why is it? To show Kavod HaTorah in the pictures. See the rabbi,
Respect to the host.
the rabbi
Respect to the
that came to my wedding. Anyway, listen. Yahavule Kasa Livruchim. In the time of the Gemara, every time you have Birkat Hamazon, but many Gemarot used to have a cup of wine. Shulchan Aruch says, today we're not doing it so much, but in the time of the Gemara, there's no Birkat Hamazon without the cup.
Of course, because
So here is the rabbi holding the cup. Remember, normally if we eat together, including me, and I'm saying the Zimur, I say Nevarech, She'achalnu, we ate together.
Yeah.
Here, the rabbi didn't eat. So he cannot say Nevarech, She'achalnu. I didn't eat.
how do we know the rabbi didn't eat here, Rabbi? How do we know that?
Because I prepared the Gemara before.
Sorry.
If you look at the next line. Here, now look at the Amar, Eichi Avarech. How can I say the Beracha? Baruch she'achal Yanai v'chaverav mishalo. Can I say, blessed is Hashem, that the king and his friends ate for him? So they didn't eat. Remember, again, every time we say Nevarech, she'achalnu, we together ate. I didn't eat anything. So should I say Nevarech she'achal and his friends? I cannot change the text of the Beracha. Yes? The Zimun is part of the Beracha. Listen carefully what he does. Shatiyeh le'ahu kasa. He took the glass of wine that normally you say the blessings on, and he drinks it before the meal.
Yeah.
Now, he's part of the meal, because at least he's drinking wine with the food. Shatiyeh le'ahu kasa. Of course, now that he drank it, he needs another cup. Yavule kasa achina. So they bring him another cup of wine. Ubarich. Now, here is a chidush nifla. Listen carefully. He is not really part of the meal.
Yeah.
Because the meal was a meal of bread. The bracha that is about to be recited is about
And
Hamazon.
he says she'achalnu.
And he is going to say
Eat.
now, she'achalnu, a cup of wine.
He's chayav
How-
shalosh.
Now, please listen a minute. when he is going to make the blessing here, it's not he's going to say the Baruch Shechar. He's going to say the Birkat Hamazon loud, and he's going to see everyone in the Birkat Hamazon.
He's gonna say,
Right.
the rabbi.
In the time of the Gemara, when you are invited to, you say the Birkat Hamazon from A to Z. He is saying now Birkat Hamazon on a meal that he did not participate, just because
He drank
he
the coffee.
drank a cup of
With
water.
the Zimun or without? No.
He is making the
Zimun
zimun,
as
he's
well.
saying the Birkat Hamazon from A to Z, and all the participants are quiet.
Yeah, like it should
And say Amen. Is exactly like this is the topic of the Gemara. Says the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Abba Breder Rabbi Chia Bar Abba, Shimon ben Shetach, this halacha that he's just teaching us, Legarmei Yehuda Avad. He is the only rabbi that believes that even if you had wine, which is bracha me'en shalosh, you can say that Birkat Hamazon for everyone. But for me and you, the Hachi, Amar Rabbi Chia Bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, לעולם אינו מוציא את הרבים בדרך חובתם. I cannot say ברכת המזון for you, עד שיאכל כזית דבר. This have to have one bite of bread. So again, what he just did, and he said ברכת המזון from A to Z, with the king and the queen and all the other men and women that are in the room, this is his opinion. Halachically, no one can do it unless you eat bread. Then you can say Birkat Hamazon for others.
It's not Chazal Sabata. It
What?
doesn't make sense.
Eli says the pasuk says V'achalta b'shavata. How can you say Birkat Hamazon?
By someone in the audience who only drank and didn't have bread, would they be covered?
What?
Somebody in the audience, that person only drank wine. Is he covered with the Birkat Hamazon that the rabbi made on behalf of all?
No, he has to say bracha al hagefen v'apri hagefen.
Rabbi, now I told you this story, and I don't know if you remembered it or not. A number of decades ago, I had breakfast with David Feinstein on Grant in Essex at the pizza store. And him and an additional rabbi, we sat there. They both had bread. I had eggs and coffee. They asked me to Zimun for them. And I know I told you this story. This is,
You didn't have bread?
no,
They
I
tell
told you
you
exactly what I told you. I'll tell you
Question
exactly
is-
what happened. And I kept on telling Rabbi,
And they told you to be part of the zimun or to make the zimun.
they asked me to make this. I know exactly what I'm saying. And I said to the Rabbi, here.
I didn't
He
have
said,
that.
Why you you didn't have bread?
I understand, whatever I said, I asked the rabbi.
Answer is, Mel Cohen didn't say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, hazan et haolam kolo b'tofo. Here, again with the
Birkat
rabbi,
Hamazon.
I'm just bringing it up.
really
as a
said
side point.
just said
Birkat
there's a
Hamazon from A to
Yeah,
Z.
right.
The point that you're making, we'll see in a minute. He's saying now a general
Yes,
question.
Zimun. Can you make us
Let's
all
say
bread?
me and Joseph are eating together. We want a zimun. We see Jojo says, I ate nothing. So Jojo, I'm buying your coffee. Then Jojo
Part of
will
the
be
meal.
mitzaref to the meal.
Yeah.
But only for the zimun. You see, this is what happened
He
to
answered
him.
the count.
He said he led the Zimun.
No.
Led the zimun,
Matt.
not the
But he didn't say
beracha,
Birkat
not the
Hamazon.
Hamazon.
He said
Me, Rabbi Shimon Mishetach is saying the
They
Birkat
said
Hamazon.
I never heard
They wanted him
I
to
said,
show
"I'll
him
have to- yeah,
respect.
yeah."
So they told him,
No,
you
no,
say
yeah.
B'shutchem. We'll see
And he
it.
did Sha'achanu, he
We'll
ate
go
something.
Yeah, I had eggs and coffee. Just share. All
Yeah,
I had was
that's-
share coffee.
Al, were you dreaming?
Are you sure about
This
that?
No,
was
he ate the
breakfast.
machine.
Breakfast. No one to give them breakfast. Anyway, the Gemara says, look at the Gemara. Here, your case. So look, your case is in the next 3 lines of the Gemara. Exactly. Beitivei, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel Omer. Listen carefully. Again, the Gemara established now that unless you are part of the meal, you cannot. The Gemara says exactly what Mel said. Beitivei Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel Omer. Allah ve'hisev imahem. If you are joining 2 or 9 who are eating bread, אפילו לא טבל עמהם אלא בציר, even though you took a vegetable and you're dipping it,
Yeah.
ולא אכל עמהם, אלא גרוגרת אחת מצטרף. basically, it's your point. The Gemara answered, it's taruf and mitzaref. You are mitzaref to the zimun, yes? But להוציא את הרבים ידי חובתן, but if you want to say the ברכה for them, it's exactly your case. עד שיאכל כזית דגה, yes?
So are we implying you could do the Zimun, but not the Birkat Hamazon?
This
Is that
happens
the implication?
hundreds of times.
But isn't there a machloket somewhere that says that the zimun is part or is it not part of the benching?
Okay,
In terms of the Birkat,
in a minute we'll see in Shulchan Aruch.
okay,
Can you ask Mel to make a zimun? He can only answer. He says that they told him to say the bracha. But what the Gemara is saying, I can always be part of the zimun, but I cannot be motziah.
So Rabbi, this happens to Kwani countless number of times, sitting in a group of people, and they turn to me, say, Zimun, I didn't have bread. So I said, no, I have somebody else do it. I never make the Zimun if I didn't have bread.
This is the case, this is the case.
So that's the opposite from what I, again, that doesn't mean,
I refuse to rub David insisting.
we have to find out what the bottom line is.
Okay, you have Larry opened and now the Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kuf Tzadik Zayin, Kuf 197. Kuf Tzadik Zayin, Siman Ben.
Yes, for you guys, we do.
what number? I didn't hear the number, sorry?
Kuf Tzadik Zayin, 197.
197, okay, thank you.
This is exactly the case that he. Let's look and see if I'll first. Kuf Tzadik Zayin, 197. What is it? Tzadik Zayin. Look at the title. The title is Din Seiruf Lezimun. Who can be counted לזימון, לשלושה או לעשרה. סעיף א', שניים שאכלו כאחד וגמרו. Taking a friend to lunch. הוא finish the meal. הוא בא שלישי, כל היכה, ואם מייטר לאו מידי מצאו למיכל מיני, as long as he can eat, מצטרף בעדיו, וחייבים ליתן לו לאכול כדי שיצטרף עמהם. It's preferred if you, the two that ate bread, yes?
Say,
Okay, so as long as, look at the Mishnah Berurah, okay? So the main point is, I'm not going into it now, is I cannot call a man from the street.
he didn't eat with you.
And I'll tell you, this is really a case that happened to me. We had a couple from Flatbush. Got married years after he got. Her parents strongly disapproved him. They are married today, they have two kids anyway. So this was a Chazid case. So me and my wife talked, can you imagine, no one made him Sheva Barachot because her parents. So I called him up and said, me and my wife take you to a restaurant in Third Avenue.
Nice.
Very nice, this one. Then I came to the owner and I said, can you get me 10 people for Sheva Barachot? He says, why didn't you tell me? He stands on the street, invite people, free cake coming to the restaurant. I was very touched with the Chassid.
Nice.
And he says, let's see, this is the Chassid, the best. He says, why didn't you tell me? And then I told him I'm paying. He said, don't pay for anything. The Sheva Barachot, I explained to him. I was very touched. But this is our case. You realize? It's me, my wife, a groom and the bride. There's no zimun b'chlal. I want the Sheva Barachot.
No connection to the pizza.
So before the meal is over, he invites people, he tells the waiter, bring cake for everyone now. ככה היה, then we even have a dance. The groom and the bride really felt bad. This is the case. You realize it's two way together, me and the groom, really, and my wife and the bride, of course. And then the other people are eating cake now.
They had to eat something, not drink.
Something good. No,
Isn't it like Rabbi, a cafeteria? You can't, if you're not sitting together.
no, it happened to be a restaurant. It's not such, it was not so cheap.
No.
So the larger, like a large auditorium,
I
like
mean,
people
like,
together,
no,
they're not
no,
together.
no,
The other side of the room, you don't know them.
I don't take my wife too often. I think if we do it already, I'll go to, it was a restaurant, a good restaurant. Okay, listen. So the point of saying is if the meal is over completely and me and my friend decided to.
But there's that Gemara, Rabbi Prague, there's that Gemara that says when someone, they had the exact same case, and then the person said, do you still have room for, what was it called, an aksania? And
No,
For
no,
dessert.
but no, right, but no, what I'm saying is that there's no time to go with you because it's not our topic is. This is good only if me and my friend are not completely finished. If I'm already holding my
Yeah.
my bench
Maybe a
chair,
sham,
yes,
maybe a
I
sham.
cannot invite someone, yes?
but there's always room for a little bit more.
He's saying, if you bring
And
me a
he has the-
dessert,
yeah,
I'm
he
ready for
brought
the
the cake,
dessert.
everybody had it.
Exactly. Everyone, me too.
Yeah.
Anyway, go now to see if bed. Go to see if bed. You know, this wedding, it is, they were so opposing to the wedding. that The father says, I'm going to storm in the middle of the wedding. So friends of the groom hired bodyguards. Wow. No, they called bodyguard and say, you stand near the window. And they gave him the picture of the father. This man walks in, simply lock him out. Wow. Okay. Okay, this is one of these. Okay.
But what was wrong with the guy?
This is
What's the difference? What's the difference?
anyone that says I'm going to storm my daughter's wedding. Let's say you're opposing dating the boy. Say talk to her every night. She's getting married.
Yeah, but maybe the drug addict, you know, that's gonna get.
Okay.
Maybe the guy was a Sephardi and she was marrying an Ashkenazi. That would be a
He was a
reason.
terrible guy. No, he was a.
Larry is saying maybe it
Was
was a
it
Syrian
me?
and Ashkenaz wedding.
I could see Mal sitting in the back and they have to restrain Mal. Ike would agree with me naturally. Imagine an Ashkenazi marrying a Sephardi. What a chil Hashem.
Doesn't see what's
Oh,
Larry.
Now think about it. It's not so far-fetched.
and they were gonna have rice on Passover.
But you know what? The sad part really was this man got the highest award in the Israeli army because he saved the platoon of soldiers.
The father of the
Yes,
bride.
he was a very brave man, but as every brave man, very often he's a very. He couldn't take. I mean, if he disapproved. Anyway.
And everybody getting along now that they
Yeah,
married,
yeah.
have two children or not?
Thank God, he's everybody resting in peace.
Oh, he's,
Why do you need to know? What's the whole point?
and he knows.
No, but you know what? This is the point. Let's say you totally disapprove. But the reality is, his daughter was, yes, she's getting married.
I haven't been complaining already.
You do understand that they didn't
So I
pay
gotta
for the
complain,
wedding.
Sheriff.
The friends raised money for the wedding.
Yeah.
One of these.
Not yet. It's coming.
Shut
Don't
him
worry.
up, shut
It's
him up.
coming
No,
soon.
I know
Complaints
the
coming
boy
soon,
was a
complaints.
lawyer and his daughter was a professional. They're not getting married. Answer is, they say it goes. Anyway, look at Steve Bell. Steve Bell. Now here is our case. Mel, here is your case of dog. 9 שאכלו דגן. 9 people ate bread. ואחד אכל כזית ירק.
One day.
Mel Cohen ate tomato, vegetable. מצטרפים להזכיר השם.
Okay.
To the point that can even say לברך אלוקינו. להזכיר את השם. ואפילו לא טבע לי מהם אלא בצירי. Picks up the case of the Gemara. Even if it's a vegetable dipped in a או לא שתה עמהם אלא הכוס אחד שיש בו רביעית, מצטרף עמהם. והוא שיהיה המברך, yes, אחד מאוכלי הפת. But the one that is going to say the ברכה has to be ברכת המזון, yes.
When they say the other person he ate vegetables, does it have to be at least a shiur that he's going to be
Of course,
chayav?
correct. It has to be.
Chayav.
Good, but Hila is right. The man has to be a man who chayav b'bracha
And he had to eat,
achorona.
not drink. He had a cup of wine, it wouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
It would qualify.
Yeah,
It would qualify.
It
would qualify.
She had
It had to be
shalosh.
I was lower than that, Rabbi. I was on a less. The reason why I said eggs, I was not qualified. The Rabbi Sheta had wine, so he had a more strong item than I had.
And he
I didn't have a great idea what I ate.
We know, Mal, you had eggs and coffee.
The wine, no, but the wine, the wine is bracha me'en shalosh.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't sit
You're
with
right,
and drink a whole cup right away.
But he did.
So let's go back
But
to
this is,
the Gemara.
oh, wait, this is 10 people. Rabbi Prague, is a story with Rav Yanai, 3 people, 10 people, or how many people?
The story of Rabbi Yana most likely was 10 also, but.
Okay,
Okay, we're not going into this topic. The next,
Practically, we have 10, we have 7 breads is okay.
the best is really if they make this also. What the rabbi told him is,
But what's the number? 7, I think.
You're having
Let's
10,
go
7
now.
and that bread.
so remember, the Gemara is, let's go back to the Gemara and the Rashi. This is why we open the Gemara today. It's the Rashi, a long Rashi, very famous Rashi. So the case is, Rabbi Shimon ben Shetach is saying Birkat HaMazon for them.
Yeah.
And he ate only wine. And for that, the Gemara says is the only opinion. Look at the Rashi.
Making sense.
The Rashi in the middle of the page, the Garmei Yehuda Avad. So we look at my finger, the Garmei Yehuda Avad. Rashi says, Ein Adam Odelo. No one agrees to this rabbi, even though he was the Chief Justice. Yes. Now listen. Ad yochal kazait. If you eat, listen carefully now, kazait bread, then you can say the beracha for the people. Says Rashi, umechi achal kazait dagan mi amapik. Now Rashi is raising a question. Listen good. Avagav the kazait dagan shiura de rabbanan. If you eat a kazait and you say Birkat HaMazon, you have Birkat HaMazon with the Rabbanan. As Eli mentioned before, the pasuk says ve'achalta v'sabat. Only if you eat kabetah or you full. One, and the Gemara says you ate one bread, you can say bracha.
Even though he didn't have the same shield that the other people had.
Right.
So we have-
Yeah,
That's a problem. That's a problem with the Rabbi.
It'd be- you'll say for them, it'd be-
This
That's what it's saying,
is the
that's what she's
question
saying.
Rashi.
You see, basically,
Rashi is raising this question.
he only had an ounce, everybody else had 2 ounces.
ומכיח, again, ומכיחל כזית דגן, שעושה את הברכה כזאת. כדאמרן בפרק מי שמתו, later we'll go to this Gemara. Fine. Now,
This
says
is the
Rashi, but why? Eli's question, why if I ate one kazait, and each one of you ate it is full, you are chayav min haTorah, I'm chayav min Rabbanan. How can I recite it for you? And says Rashi, כיוון דמיחייב מדרבנן, מחויב בדבר קרין הרבה, ומוציא רבים ידי חובתו. The words of Rashi are, am I have to say bracha? Yes. As long as my bracha has a name of bracha, it's good.
Even though it's
You're in
not
the
on the
club.
same
Right,
level.
but the question is, but it's not in the same level.
We have this all the time with women of Chayav
Right,
Rabbanan.
right. So listen carefully. The Tosfot on the bottom and the Rosh here in the back explain as follows. Listen good. If a Russian guy walks in and he wants to put the tefillin, he doesn't know how to say it. I can say the bracha for him, even though I'm not.
But you gotta put it on.
I don't have to. He's putting it on, and I'll say the bracha
For him.
Right? You made kiddush for your family, and your neighbor, a widow, says, "Mr. Cohen,
In this case,
can you
you're not
say it
gonna
for
say
me?
it.
How can you say kiddush for her? You're not part of the family."
That's fine.
The answer is we are responsible for each other. If you think about it, Eli, by Birkat HaMazon, even if I didn't taste bread, why wouldn't I be able to say Birkat HaMazon for you? What is the difference between kiddush, saying kiddush 10 times?
So why
Is
do
it
I
a bit
have
of
to
fat?
taste the bread anymore if I
This is part of the question.
Okay, okay.
Right.
Well, isn't one a Birchat HaMitzvah and one's Birchat HaNenin?
So the answer is, Tosafot bring the Yerushalmi, and the Yerushalmi says, Tosafot say like this. Tosafot say, okay, so tell the page of the Gemara, tell your page.
Let's
Look now, look at my finger, it's the end of the Tosfot. Eli, look at it, the end of Tosfot. Tosafot are bringing the Gemara. Yeah? Tosafot bring the Gemara, and it's Kol HaBerachot, Ava Pi Sheyatza Motzi. Again, Kiddush I can say for you, Berachat Tefillin Chutz, מברכת הלחם וברכת היין. Wait. והיינו טעמה, why can I say the ברכה for you? לכל ישראל הערבים זה בזה. wait. והוא הדין בברכת המזון. אבל פי שיצא מוציא. מעיקר הדין מן התורה, even if I didn't taste the bread, I can say ברכת המזון. וכזית דגן אינו צריך, אלא שיוכל לומר שאכלנו משלו. So I'm saying the bracha for you, I'm lying. לברך שאכלנו משלו. He didn't eat. So again, the only reason why I do need the one kazait bread is that the text that I'm saying doesn't sound alive.
Right, but the
But the
text
actual-
doesn't say lechem. Why can't it be an apple?
No, Birkat Hamazon is only. Zimun is only a
Chama
bread.
means bread.
There's no zimun. It's me and you.
Yeah, correct.
We ate bread. We ate food. We ate vegetables. There's no zimun.
Don't you have the
So
same
what if there's no
tradition the
zimun?
rabbi?
If I'm sitting with you, I don't know how to say Birkat Hamazon, you didn't eat it all. Forget the zimun. Maybe you could say Birkat Hamazon for me.
In the Torah, yes, but the rabbis,
Yeah,
the
the
rabbis
word.
established that you have to eat something. You have to eat.
Okay, so you can.
Fine. So
Okay.
let's go back now to
So
Rashi.
the analogy is I'm in the concert hall, but I'm in the balcony. I'm not in the orchestra, but
Very,
we're all in
very-
the same room.
Very good.
The rabbi running around from room to room in the hospital.
Right.
But he still has to have the wine. You make him drink the wine.
No,
Even
the
he's doing it for a
patient can
person
drink
to
the
come
wine.
with
If
him.
you ask,
You
yes,
want to drink it.
in every, if the
I
patient is doing
agree,
it,
but
it's
the
enough.
patient's comatose.
Listen to the rabbi.
We had
If the patient is a comatose, the rabbi has to be.
rabbi said,
Why
drink it.
you saying?
Why you saying
They can give you the couple of those patients.
For whatever reason they do it. For whatever reason. He goes from room to room.
Normally what they do
Has
is
to be
for
somewhere
people that
clear.
physically are unable to
Yeah, but they're
drink,
not-
but
they're
they
not
can hear the
mentally-
bracha. Go back to the Rashi.
On the other back
The
to
point is someone has to
So
drink.
let's go back to the Rashi again.
Rabbi goes room to
So
room.
Rashi is medayek. If you ate a kazayim, even though you are chayav only with the Rabbanan, right?
Right.
You can be motzi. We saw the first one in the Rosh
You have a green card, you
Hashanah.
have a green card.
Yes,
That says you have a green card.
As long as the bracha that you say doesn't sound alike because it's shachalnu,
Yeah.
fine. Now go back to Rashi. V'im tomar, now Rashi is raising a very big question. בקטן שהגיע לחינוך, הלא אמרינן אחי. Now Rashi has a very big question. Rashi is saying, how come Katan cannot say Birkat Hamazon for his father? A child is under bar mitzvah.
Doesn't have the
The
age.
father ate and he's full.
Doesn't
The
have- it
halacha
doesn't
is
say
that
it
the
doesn't
child
have-
cannot do it.
Doesn't have the basic.
Now, the real answer that normally we would say is what you said before, because the kid and the father are not at the same level. But Rashi is asking on himself. He just told you that if you ate a kazai, it's okay to be motif for others. How come a kid
One
cannot
is
say?
quality, one is intellectual ability.
One can.
Okay, the real answer, of course, is
It's
what
levels
Rashi,
of Zirabanan.
the real answer is that Rashi doesn't say it is there's no avut by a kid.
Yeah.
Avut is by adults. This is the real answer. Listen to Rashi. Rashi is wrong.
And why is there a book? Because the child doesn't have the mental capacity or whatever it is.
Because when Moshe Rabbeinu in Parashat Nitzavim says, "Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem," nitzavim, it's adults. Yes, we men and women over a certain age are responsible for each
If you
other.
hold that a woman is Zirabanan Birkat Hamazon, doesn't mean that a child and a woman are on the same level, because one is a chiluk thing and one is Zirabanan.
למעשה, הוא come to your
What's the
question.
definition of ve'achalta? Isn't it one kazayit? Like, can you
Right.
take a small piece and
That's
say
it, the
ve'achalta?
Amazon and a banana is a
right,
right.
the second level of the pasuk is בשבת. ואכלת
You need the
בשבת.
second portion.
The pasuk says openly. Let's say עד 120 your mother, if she eats very little for her, one kazayit is enough, she might be chayav min Torah
But he-
because this is her Shabbat.
but the
For me and
newcomer-
you at our age,
Interesting.
No, but the person who is doing the be'acha, he's not fulfilled, but so he's relying on the
Yes,
be'achalta.
yes,
But
but
he
this is
didn't
the,
eat the kazayit.
Just said that,
But
you
this
get
is
in the
what-
club, you have a green card. You know,
right,
so- so
the
you-
main idea is the concept of Armut. Listen what Mel told me.
So would you have to make a bracha on Yom Kippur if you just eat a
50 rooms Friday night, he's making 50 times Kiddush. How can he make it 50 times if he's not obligated? The answer is, it's our collective responsibility to have a child by mitzvah. But by bread, we saw in Tosfot, you have to eat something. Let's continue.
Remember this katan that you had before, you said he can't handle his father, he can't do it for his father. Let's push the case a little further. He's the only one that knows how to say Birkat Hamazon. Parents are unaffiliated, they're trying, and the son goes to yeshiva. He's 11, he knows
The
well.
son goes to public school. The answer is, if he knows how to read Hebrew, they would say the word after him, but he cannot be
Word by
motzi.
word.
They have to repeat, but he cannot be motzi. It's a good point. The only kid, is the only one who knows how to read. I remember I had a father. Father comes to me and says to me, he's making Kiddush and Abdallah. I don't know how to read.
But do yain, you don't, someone doesn't have to drink between the patient and the.
Yes.
That's what he said. If the patient can drink, it's fine. If not, the one who makes the Kiddush, someone has to drink. Look what Rashi is saying. What he said. Look further. Comes Rashi, and again, Rashi is raising a question. Why can't a kid make Birkat Hamazon for his father, and his father is full? We just said that if you eat one kazai, so again, the answer for me and you, this is the answer. There's no concept of Arvut by a kid.
The kid can never get to the same status as the father.
Right, like this is the normal answer. This is what Rashi says. A kid, אפילו מדרבנן לא מחייב.
Even
A kid doesn't have any obligation to say bracha. But we all know that we have to raise our kids and teach them. The avua הוא דרמי לחינוך. This is very famous Rashi. Rashi says mitzvat chinuch is on Joseph and me to raise our kids and to train them and to practice. But the kid doesn't have his own chinuch. See, the kid doesn't have his own chiyuv. Yes,
Yeah, that's his opinion.
Rashi, this is only Rashi's opinion. Mitzvat chinuch is I am responsible to make sure that he says about.
he has no obligation himself.
But he has no obligation for himself.
It feels like you go on the amusement rides. A kid's above a certain height, he can go on the ride. If he's below a height, he can't get on the ride.
I remember you
Yeah,
told
but if he doesn't have the right to teach him, then how come his bracha is not a bracha levatala? Because he doesn't have the chiyuv to say it.
He's asking if he doesn't have a real obligation. So how can a kid ever say mezunot or motzis bracha? The answer is the rabbi is told the father, teach him, listen to this, to the point that while he's teaching him, the father is permitted, the father, to say the baracha, even though he's not eating. Because this is chinuch, hear this? You can say, Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, she'akol yeh b'dvaro. Don't say Baruch atah Hashem. Say Baruch atah Aleph Daled Nun Yud. Why? This is part of my mitzvah chinuch.
But there's a certain age where the father shouldn't say amen, right?
Well, but if in a minute will come. Go now, turn your Gemara to Daf Chaf Amud Berachot 20b. You go back a few pages.
I guess there's no saying when a father hires Charlie Tobias when he's teaching a bar mitzvah lesson, he can say the kol bracha.
Exactly. It's not a sin. Charles Tobias is not a father.
No, I said, but the father hired him. So maybe he's
He's
he's an arm of the
That's
father.
the best
He's an
way.
arm of the father.
the best way to do it is teach the kid to make the bracha. You say Baruch Atah. Don't say anything. Because if you say Hashem, then when you get the Aliyah, you'll make the mistake.
I've seen that happen.
I have to
Many
ask
times,
tell him what he does.
Many
I'm gonna
times.
ask him
Ask him.
about what he does.
But you see, the best way is to tell the kid, don't say
He says,
Baruch Atah.
I'll tell
But
you
you
what.
know that when you go out, you cannot say
He gets
you
up
say
and
after
says,
you say
"Oh,
No, but normally this would see. It's so strange to say it like this. That when, of course, you remind him before, especially if the kid.
One of
knows
my
how to
sons
read.
had a baby boy, and he went to Sefer Torah and named the baby.
I don't remember.
He can't have his own name. He could just don't care. No, he gave his own name.
Oh, wow.
He was so nervous.
No, This is the main reason, Joseph, why rabbi, the wedding ceremony, the rabbi is making the bracha. Read the bracha and the groom. The groom is getting married, the same way with bracha and tefillin and mezuzah. You're getting married, this is your mitzvah, you say.
Yeah,
But it says, no, it says in the poskim. Many grooms. Can you imagine? Yeah, but it's the same. He said, the rabbi is saying it for you, just listen to him, he has you in mind. Go to Gemara and Daf Chava. No, but Eli, this is but this is life and history. We can laugh too.
Well, I told you I left you. Every time you said to say Kohanim by myself, it's always a little bit. Yeah. You're the only one that, three times I'm always hoping somebody else will step up.
Wait a second.
Let's say they ask you to say at a wedding and they put the microphone in front of you, and you would have what's the bracha? Come on,
So Rabbi Prague, if one of the Kohanim that's there have a son,
Well,
We're human. The answer is we're human. Yes, Larry, yes.
so let's say Eli has, I use Eli. Eli has a son that's 12 years old, and he wants to teach him Birchat Kohanim, and does the kid say the bracha when he goes up to Duchen, or he just listens?
Yes. The same way the kid says Mezonot that day when he ate cake, he says Birkat Kohanim because he's teaching him to say, yeah. The answer is yes.
Even if he understands, we just have to take him
Right.
up. We take him up with us.
Right. Look now in the Gemara. Look at the Gemara. Remember, don't ask questions at the introduction.
Okay.
No.
It's not easy, right?
Because we are going into the main point of our discussion now is the kid. But we cannot go into the kid unless we start with the mother. So look a second here. Amar le Ravina le Rava. It's a famous Gemara. Look at the middle of the page. Amar le Ravina le Rava. It's in the middle, more or less in the middle. Amud Bet, Chaf Amud Bet. Amar le Ravina le Rava. Ravina is asking Rava, if a woman ate and she's full, is she chayav b'birkat hamazon min Torah or mid'Rabbanan? We're not going into it. Why yes, why not? Forget it. Nashim b'birkat hamazon d'oraita or d'Rabbanan? The man of Kamina, who cares? She has to say the bracha no matter what. The Gemara says the afuke rabim yedei chobata. Can she say the bracha for her husband? He amart d'oraita. If her obligation is min Torah, exactly, they're the same level. Ateh d'oraita, mafik d'oraita. Ela yamar d'Rabbanan, but if she is chayav only b'Rabbanan, have she is compared to him. Eino mechuyav b'davar. They are not at the same level, right? וכל שאינו מחויב בדבר, אינו מוציא את הרבים ודרך חובתם.
Okay, this goes against Rashi. We just
We're talking about a woman. The Gemara says, "My." Now, this is the reason I read this is the upcoming two lines. Tashma, באמת אמרו, בן מברך לאביו. This is what we did.
This is what Rashi was saying, just by saying
Let's see. בן מברך לאביו, ועבד מברך לרבו, forget the slave now, ואישה מברכת לבעלה. Here, it's an open baraita that a woman can say Birkat Hamazon of her husband. Obviously, she and the husband are on the same level. But of course, what about the kid? In a minute. Aval amru chachamim, tavo me'era, cursed should be the husband לאדם שאשתו ובניו מברכים. Aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed that they know and you did not?
But why would there be a brisa like this if we just learned before? What's the hava mean of the brisa?
This is why we bring it, just a minute. Okay, so the Gemara continues. If she is obligated min Torah, the obligations are equal, so she can be motzi. But if you say that she is chayav only with the Rabbanan, okay, So the Gemara wants to prove for me. Now the Gemara goes to Eli's question. ולטעמך forget the woman. Katan bar chiyuv. How can a child, no matter what, he's a Rabbanan for sure. Ela, hacha b'may askinan, כגון שאכל שיעורה דרבנן. The father did not eat a full meal. The father ate a small amount, one slice of bread.
The kid had enough.
So his obligation
It's only at the Rabbanan.
is with the Rabbanan, so is the child.
Only the
So
wife,
is the
only
child,
when they-
so is
the wife.
the, so is the wife. So is the wife.
Oh,
So
so
why
they
would you
need
do
So
to
the
all
reason
have a-
why the woman now
This only works if you say that the son has his own
good,
obligation and
good,
not
good,
the father.
good, good. Eli says,
Okay,
Ela
Why
acha,
you wanna say the son that
second,
took his eye? Yeah,
Ela acha, רק רגע, Ela acha במאי עסקינן,
He's always with
Let's hear.
Ela acha במאי עסקינן, שיהיה את השיעור מדרבנן, דעתה דרבנן, מפין דרבנן. Right, so we solved the problem with the woman. Eli says, but what's the story with the child? If Rashi told us in page 48, if he doesn't have his own obligation, how can he be Motziz? If you go like other Rishonim, the Ramban and others, so the kid has his own obligation, I understand. So your question is the question of Rabbi Akiva Eiger.
Rabbi, if the wife,
So
the woman
back
had,
to
she,
Nun
the
Chet, go
woman
back
had
to
kibbutz and the husband didn't. Why isn't it analogous then?
If she had the
Rabbi,
kibbutz,
she's kibbutz, she's alone.
Yes.
It's
No,
Lebanon
she's
or?
chayal halacha l'maaseh. The Gemara doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
So we're saying that we're not sure the woman is chayav min Torah or not.
we're not-
In a minute.
Okay.
Eli,
Get that.
Eli,
We
look
have
a second.
2 minutes.
Look a second.
Hold on. We have 2 minutes.
Where are you going to?
I'm going, okay, I'm just showing Eli that Rabbi Akiva Eiger in Daf Memchet is asking his question. He's asking, if Rashi Daf Memchet told us that the kid doesn't have his own chiyuv, even if the father ate only a kazayit,
How could he?
but the kid doesn't have any
There's any
chiyuv.
clue. He has no eligibility.
Rabbi Akiva Eiger right away says in page 48, look at page 20.
B or Alpha?
Aleph, number nine.
You know, my mother told us as a child, her father used to say, forget the Bazon out loud. She doesn't know how to read Hebrew wrong.
So she
And he used to say it out loud for the whole day.
Who used to say who?
My grandfather.
This is it.
In Helen. Malak would sit.
You hear what Mel says? His mother said they didn't know how to read Hebrew. She told him her father in Syria
He's on the sentence side.
used to say the Birkat
Yes.
HaMazon loud. To be motzi tomorrow, Eli will start with this question.
Say it out loud. She's a child.
Anyway, tomorrow we'll start with this question. If the kid doesn't have any obligation, how can he be motzi his mother even if she had only a desire? Or his father, yes. And your question today also, Eli? He and his mother, are they on the same level or not? We lived in this level.
We started the class with that Rashi says just by saying it doesn't matter. It seems to say it didn't matter about what level people are, just when the child says it.
Only if you have a